my black and brown brothers and sisters' side. Fight the good fight. Know that I am part of the resistance. Let's fight the power.
Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss it. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
You don't ever want to say, finally, I found somebody that will never hurt me. It's foolish to think that, because there is nobody that you will ever be in close relationship with that won't disappoint you in some way at some time. Sometimes you need them, but they're oblivious. They don't even know that you need them. But you know what really, really, really helps me? A little scripture in 1 Corinthians 13, I think it's verse 5, that says, love always believes the best of every person. And I mean, seriously, that has helped me so much when somebody hurts my feelings, to just right away believe. I'm going to believe the best. I'm going to choose to believe that they didn't intend to hurt me. They didn't even know they hurt me. Because you know what? Most people that hurt you don't do it on purpose. They're just being them on a day when you would rather them not be them.
That's Joyce Myers, right? What was Joyce talking about? I need to know. Is there a way to get women to be... Women do put men on trial. Let's just be honest. And we're going to deal with the men on Monday. But women put men on trial. They size up our spirit, our physical, our mental, our financial. They size everything up. We are on trial. We got to show up. When is the woman trial? Are men expected to kind of absorb women's non-accountability? I'm asking. Do some women use the rhetoric of care to disguise contempt and control? Do women ever disappoint men? That's tonight's topic. Does he ever have a point? Can a man ever be like, hey, will a woman ever say, well, you know, you got a point there. I do this. Does he have to be a clinician to be able to break down her attachment style and her past trauma and her relationships with her parents and upbringing? Does he have to be all of that? I'm asking the real question. Men are on trial in their relationships. I talk to men all the time. Listen. One of the nicknames for the lounge is the grown man daycare. where wives drop off their men. And men come to that lounge sometimes to really let off some steam through smoking. Right? To get away from the commissioner that he married. Do some women use the rhetoric of care to disguise contempt and control? Could some female expectations towards men resemble disguised demands for archetypes rather than acceptance of the person? When disappointment appears, might it reveal not his inadequacy, but her addiction to fantasy? Do some women manipulate because they distrust men or because they fear surrendering to the raw force of their own vulnerability? How do women show up in disappointing ways for men? Y'all don't want to answer? Could testing a man's love function more like covert cruelty than devotion? When a woman withholds affection as punishment, does she exercise freedom or dependency on control tactics? I want to have a real conversation. I don't want to go in the gray area. I want y'all to stand up and answer for yourselves. Might feminine strategy sometimes cloak psychological warfare? Would these not be ways that women sometimes disappoint men? The fact that the lines are quiet right now, could that mean this topic is triggering? If critics condemn male coercion, why excuse some women's subtler coercions as normal? They get a manipulation pass? Disappoint a woman. She gonna let her family know. If she got a daddy, she gonna let her daddy know. She got brothers, she gonna let them know. Everybody upset because you disappointed her. Is the same true for the opposite side of the coin? Who you got to answer to? You got to answer to folk because you disappoint. What you do with my sister, man? What happened? Is the same truth? Nobody's coming for her. Like, let me get my niece back in here. Niece! Oh, the phone lines are jam-packed. I didn't even see that.
My bad.
All right,
Can you hear me?
Yes, I got you.
I'm so sorry.
I asked a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Right? I asked a lot of questions. And I just want to know. Yeah. This is very simple. I just want to know, niece. Have you ever disappointed a man you were dating? Not your papa.
Yeah. Of course.
And did you care? That's what I want to know. Did you even... There we go. Talk to me about your indifference of how he felt.
Nope. I felt disappointed, so I really didn't care if he was disappointed or not. That's just the truth. Why would it... I felt disappointed, so I felt like, okay, well, if I slight you... I mean, I'm not saying I consciously slighted this man, but I'm just saying that, like, him bringing up concerns to me, I'm not going to lie, I was just kind of like, I'm already out the door. I told you, avoided women... We didn't already probably clocked you a mile away. Like, all right, okay, all right, I'm out. I'm out. I'm not going to keep going back and forth. So to be honest, he didn't even get a chance to really tell me. I'm sure he probably was disappointed, but I didn't care. Wow. I'm just telling the truth because I was on my way out the door. But let me tell you this. Hindsight is 20/20, and I think when I started to reflect about the relationships and the way that I had shown up, I was like, I do not want to do that again. I do not want to repeat that again. And I think I had to really go inward and think like, okay, what part of me was triggered to the point that I didn't care about where this person was at with me or not. You know what I mean?
So
and I think when your pride is triggered, when your pride is triggered, though, it's hard to do that. It is hard to see through that because you're more concerned about how you were offended versus how you actually showed up, right? So, and to be honest, at a certain point, you can't even figure out who triggered who first. You know what I mean? Like, you can't figure out who did what first if you're not actually addressing and speaking on it, and we weren't. So, I mean, like, it really don't matter.
Attila, guess what you just did, niece?
All right, Houston in the building.
Houston, Texas is in the house. Man, we got time for more callers. I'm going to try to get as many as I can. Hey, you already know what it is. JW from South Central Los Angeles. J-Dub, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic? Now, J-Dub, you got to get to it, man. Let's get to it. Let's go. Where J-Dub? Did we lose J-Dub? Oh, J-Dub is gone. He gonna have to call back. Let's get Nikki from the SIP. Nikki from Mississippi. You're on the line. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Brother Zoe and the fam.
How are you, sister? Long time no hear from. The Voice of Reason's resident deaconess is in the building, ready to give us food for thought on this topic. I'm going to lean back and let her cook.
Okay, ladies, don't trip. Stay with me. I think one of the ways we can disappoint men is being ill-prepared to be with them. Two schools of thought: absent fathers or fathers in the home. If you have absentee fathers, you don't get the benefit of exposure, so you know how to relate and understand what male expectations can be. I'm not talking about the physical ones. But that there are deeper male expectations in terms of feelings. Okay? So if you have the dad at home, because that's your first love male relationship in life, so it's going to teach you some things about how to be conduct and what it's like to be around a man. And it can set some expectation also. But if that father doesn't address, I'll say just the societal expectations, if he doesn't even talk or show you, daughter, about what his expectations have been through time as a man, as it relates to how to relate to a woman, then we can get to what tends to be a problem, I think, where extortion starts to occur with women.
What? Wait. Why extortion?
Because if I withhold sex from you, that's extortion. If I use the child support payment so you can't come get the kid, or you haven't bought diapers or enough whatever, that's extortion.
Wow.
So when you ask the question, and we hear you all talking about accountability, you got to go back farther or further to understand how absenteeism or exposure correctly but incompletely can cause you to not be prepared, and then as a female, and then you're going to fail in your male relationships. And so sometimes you fail forward, but often we don't do that. And so then there's pain and suffering on both sides because you came to it not prepared. When have women heard men not angry, not furious, or after having been extorted, say, I was disappointed because disappointment has to do with an expectation. But when do we talk about what your expectations are? Not the bills, not the light bill, not the car note, not that part.
And psychological expectation, emotional expectation,
that part,
yeah, all of it.
That part. So I can't fail if I don't know. And so when in our relationship, early, middle, late, do we hear a man discuss with us what his expectations look like? So if a dude has had a mom that was domineering, is he coming to the relationship expecting that same picture? And so if that's the case, but I'm not that lady, I'm going to fail him because it doesn't look, feel, sound, smell, taste like what that expectation set for him.
Right.
It takes a certain amount of maturity in a lady to even be able to ask this man before you, well, what kind of expectations do you have for how this thing is supposed to go?
And then she's got to be prepared for the man before her to need to process, because not all dudes can come out with something beyond bills and hair done and nails. But his emotional space may not be ready to answer that question. So you got to be okay if he needs to process that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the be prepared part, that we fail men with.
Right. Now,
we don't talk about.
You mentioned something that was very powerful. It was very profound. You talked about extortion. But then help me to understand the bait portion of it. The opposite of extortion, which is I'm going to withdraw, I'm going to hold back. But what about the baiting portion, which is a manipulative action to try to get you to do something by offering a type of behavior or a way of being, and then once they've gotten what they need from you, then pull that back as well. Talk about the baiting portion of it, even if it's nurturing, kindness, caring. You mentioned somebody who had a domineering mother, or a mother that was overbearing, or a mother that just poured into them and kind of babied them. Some men want that from women as well. What if a woman performs that, acts that, becomes the actress of that, and then once she gets what she needs or he runs out of the resource, pulls that back as well? Talk about the baiting.
Well, see, it's still wrong. Whichever side of the coin it comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Because as if you are a real woman, you don't need to do all that in your relationship. Nor do you want that in your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Right.
That's not how that's supposed to occur anyway. Because if that is what is required in your relationship, it's going to fail. I said sometime years ago, talking to you all, sometimes you have to show up and be your man's wife if you're married, or his friend, depending on what the problem might be. As his wife, I can hear him tell me something and I have a reaction one way. But as his friend, I can hear it and react different.
Come on.
It doesn't mean I like it or accept it.
Right.
Okay? Mm-hmm. But that's my husband. So if he's ill-behaved, however that shows up, I'm still going to get him.
Mm-hmm.
He's my husband.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I may choke his tongue out all the way home.
Righteous.
So we shouldn't, as women,
Wait.
desire.
Wait, Nikki from the SIP, you're cooking right now, but hold tight. We're about to go for it. But when we come full circle, I want you to remember exactly where you are, because likely I might not.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver Card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a Black and brown-led woman-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at walkgoodla. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
Are you ready to be a part of the conversation that will help shape our nation's future? Get ready to join us for the Left Coast Forum, Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech, where progressive voices will come together to tackle the issues that matter most to working families across Los Angeles and beyond. From economic justice to climate action, from healthcare to housing, we're bringing together the brightest minds and most passionate advocates for real solutions and real change. With workshops, 2 major keynote addresses, and a closing reception with great music and good food. It's the Left Coast Forum, where your voice matters and your ideas take action. Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech. Brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 and the LA Progressive. The future won't wait, and neither should you. Mark your calendar now to be there and be heard. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yo, Twan. I want to let this girl know that I'm not gaming.
It seems, at least I'll speak on my behalf, that the men in my life are either angry in the way they express their emotion or they're silent. Is that pretty typical?
Those are safe. You can't be weak. You can't be soft. You can't be a simp, as they say. If you're just angry, if you're silent, you look stoic now. Oh, he must be strong because nothing ever phases him. And so men, anger is a very safe emotion to express. When our feelings are hurt, we're angry. When we're sad, we're angry. When we lose, we're angry. It's a surface emotion. That's why I tell men to dig deep. What are you really feeling? And I can compare it to masculinity, to the crayon analogy in this book. As men, we stay within the 8 box of crayons, okay?
Yeah.
And we may pull out 4. Women have 64.
That's why we confuse you so much, Jason.
But this is interesting. We were created for all of those emotions. They're not exclusive to you. It's there, but we've been hoodwinked by allowing society to define what a man is. And so when women are communicating with us, they may pull out, I'll use an analogy of the color violet, and all we have is purple. We can't meet the moment. Or even more complex issues, they ask for lime, and we're trying to put green and yellow together. And because men, we're not used to expressing the gamut of emotions that we have as human beings, we can't meet the moment.
Man, Jason Wilson and Mel Robbins cooking with the rarest grease. But you know, nobody's grease is hotter than the fish grease down in Mississippi from Deaconess Nikki from the SIP. She was cooking, and I want her to continue the work that she was doing before we press into these other callers. Nikki, please give me the rest of that recipe you were laying down.
Well, I just think we should be careful about baiting. Baiting is, I get a visual. You're taking something that might be real or not, and you put it on a hook with the purpose of drawing the attention of something you want to do one of two things with. Mm-hmm. You either want to catch it and put it on a plate, or you want to throw it back. Now, if we're baiting our men, then we may be in a position where he's going to want to throw us back. And throwing us back can look like a lot of different things without him leaving.
Just changing how he shows up, changing how he engages, how he participates.
Not present.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. And see, that's not a genuine place we should be anyway. If it's a relationship you want to last, why do we keep doing things that kill the relationship before it even gets started? That's why I said we show up unprepared, either because we haven't had exposure and understanding of what male emotions look like to understand that there is an expectation that they have, or if we have had males in our lives and in our homes, but they don't teach us about their emotions and what expectation looks like. See, now I'm going to get that outside the home, and it's going to be messed up.
Man, Nikki, you know what? I don't hear from you enough, but when I do hear from you, boy, it's like, what was that? Ritz crackers? That was delicious. My goodness. Guess what you just did, Nikki?
I still love everybody, and I brought the SIP in the building.
Nikki from Mississippi. If you want to bring your city in the building, you know what you got to do. All you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. We got, let's see, we got a lot of callers. We got Reverend L. Dallas, Sean Oakland, J-Dub got back in, South Central, and we got Brother Leroy from Inglewood. Listen, we all over the nation right now. We're about to get it cracking. Don't miss a thing. When we come forward, you don't want to miss any of these voices. Let's go.
Relationships. Got you confused? Need some straight talk? This is where you get the unfiltered truth about love, relationships, and everything in between. He breaks down relationship dynamics with no-nonsense wisdom and practical advice that actually works. Tackling the questions you're afraid to ask and giving you the answers you need to hear. You're inside the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. The family of Black Inglewood, California Dean Dr. Kamisha Clark is suing Spartan College after she was fatally shot at work May 2nd.
And the sad part about her death was that it was completely preventable.
Her assistant was wounded and a security guard and 6-time felon was arrested. The suit claims the school was negligent in hiring him. A federal judge has dropped the most serious charges against former Louisville, Kentucky detectives Joshua Janes and Kyle Meany in the Breonna Taylor case. Janes still faces charges of falsifying the warrant and civil rights violations that could mean up to 25 years in prison. And New York Governor Kathy Hochul vowed to fight back after Texas Republicans approved a new map adding 5 GOP seats, calling it, quote, a last gasp of a desperate party, end quote. Democrats in California are also weighing similar moves backed by former President Obama. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Joe Buck and John Smoltz welcoming you back to the City Center Convenience Mart. Uh-oh. She's looking at the cigarettes, but she just grabs the gum off the counter. Stand Up to Cancer and Rally want you to reduce your risk for cancer. Go to takeahealthystand.org.
At the tone, please record your message.
You ready? Drop it! Mr. Tavis Smiley, preach it. Thank you, man. Politics in this country is crazy. You put things in perspective that even I didn't. The right is playing fast and loose with facts and scapegoating everyone under the sun, especially black and brown people. As a white man, I do not agree with this, and I am on my black and brown brothers and sisters' side. Fight the good fight. Know that I am part of the resistance. Let's fight the power.
Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black. Yo, it's Zoe Williams, the VOR, and I know you're tired of pretty gems with pretty lies, where people seem to scroll more than they sweat. Well, it's time to level up. Welcome to Huff and Puff, where excuses die and champions rise. Smack dab at 1221 North La Brea on the corner of Fairview. This ain't a photo shoot, it's a battleground. Certified achievers in the game. Trainers who grind with you, not post pictures beside you. Whether you're chasing your next personal record or just trying to outrun your past, this is your sanctuary of sweat. No mirrors, no filters, no fluff, just pain, passion, and purpose. Stop talking, start training, huff hard, puff loud, be legendary. Where folks go to war with their weaknesses. Huff and Puff. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. LA County's new Justice Care and Opportunities Department, or JCOD, is here to support justice-involved individuals and their families. The JCOD Support Center is now taking calls at 1-833-LACJCOD. That's 1-833-522-5263. Available 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., the Support Center is your one-stop shop for re-entry issues and court support. They offer court reminders, connections to local services, transportation assistance for housing, court appearances, and childcare. The JCOD hotline provides personalized help to connect you with services that you need. And don't forget to check out justiceconnect.org for more information. Remember, it's free and available every day at 1-833-522-5263. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
It's never too early to start talking about money in realistic ways with your kids. JP Morgan Chase navigates how to educate your kids now about creating long-lasting, healthy money habits. Whether your kids are in elementary school, high school, or college, now is a great time to start a conversation about ways to create healthy money habits as they grow, ultimately benefiting their financial future. Talking about money in a realistic way to support your kids' lifestyle and dreams, your first banking account geared towards high school or college. It's never too early. Explaining the basics, what you earn and what you spend, building financial confidence starts with getting organized. Learning and practicing vital money skills now will stay with them for life. Tools they will have to stay on top of their finances and achieve their goals. This segment is sponsored by JP Morgan Chase.
Lena Bloom for the Bail Project. Imagine you're stuck in a jail cell and you can't afford bail and someone offers you a way out. Just plead guilty and you can go home and kiss your kids goodnight. What do you do? What thousands have. You plead guilty whether you are or not. Cash bail makes poverty a crime. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can't afford it while fighting to end cash bail. Because freedom should be free.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah. What is born from a What is born from a What is born from a Break 'em up, son. Hey, dog, I meet what? The street what? Slash, Cocoa Puff sweet what? Make you wanna eat, but not me. Yeah, eat off the plate all you want, but not D. I'm with these hoes from a distance. The instant they start to catch feelings, I start to steal and they what? Then I'm out just like a thief in the night. I sink my teeth in the bite. You thinking life, I'm thinking more like what's up tonight. Come on, ma, you know I got a wife. And even though that tight, I'm not gonna jeopardize my life. Right. So what is it you want from a I gave you, you gave me.
Hey, I understand all my traumas, so that means I'm at the end of my healing journey. You, my friend, are at the very beginning. Understanding what triggers you is a good first step. Having a level of honesty where you don't convince yourself. Almost done, boo. Trust me, you don't want to be out here. It's hot.
It's okay, we do.
Give me some space so I can knock it out real quick. It's okay, I'm coming. Big house full of toys and games and y'all are bored? Okay. All right, I'll come and get y'all when I'm done, I promise. See, like that triggers me. Let's walk through this. Why does that trigger me? I'm triggered because I feel like they don't have the right to be bored. A gigantic, beautiful house in the safe suburbs. Parents that can afford a good living for them. More toys than they could ever play with. AC blasting at 68 degrees. They have so many things in that house that I never had. But they don't care about my past, nor should they. So I have an irrational belief that they don't have the right to be bored because their upbringing is different than mine. Is that fair to them? No. Not at all. I may not like how what they said made me feel, but that's my thing to deal with. It doesn't have to turn into their thing to deal with because it negatively impacts me. And bored is just a feeling. They have the right to be bored. So while part of me wanted to give a lecture, instead I just asked for space. You have a right to feel a way that makes me feel a way without me having to retaliate in some way. Just being a human sometimes, your response it'll make you lash back out. So in order that I do that, nah, give me some space, give me a little room. I can hear a thing that made me uncomfortable and be okay. And you could be bored for a little bit and be okay. But I'm trying to do a better job of not turning small things into bigger things because they trigger me. Did I set off my trigger? No. But my triggers are my responsibility to see coming, my responsibility to react to, my responsibility to navigate through safely. My childhood is...
Come on, Kier. Is that his name? Kier? Kier Gaines. Man, I like what he laid down. He laid it down right. It was balanced. I love that. Man, listen, the phone lines are jammed. I'm going to the phone lines. I want you guys to be concise. Say what you need to say. Take off from the free throw line. Dunk with a blindfold. But keep it short and sweet. Brevity. That's what we need. But a lot of people are here and they want to talk. Who's up next? J-Dub, get in here right now, J-Dub. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Thank you, man. Let me get back. Yeah, I'll make it real brief and land this plane. Yeah, like I stated in earlier shows, we're all dysfunctional, and your first therapist that you played mentioned that we're dysfunctional, and women don't have the capacity to be emotional or have feelings. Once before I mentioned the Nika read dope discussions, and she says the same thing about her term is modern genetic modified woman, which is usually the females in this generation, but it still goes back to, like I mentioned, to my generation, because I told you I'm 69 years old, and one of the shows you were talking about how men use tools or whatever the subject matter was, such as a car or whatever it was, money, and, you know, the trap a girl. And I said I remember that in high school, because that's something we all are taught by society. And in every show, I always mention the word we're dysfunctional because of society. And there are double standards. And yes, women know how to be the patriarch of the family because of that pillow talk, and they know how to make men think that they are the boss. But women know how to be, I won't use that term, I'm more nice, and just to say they are subtle and they know how to manipulate are better than men, and I really think that in spite of what the other subject matter that the person said, men are talks of society have we believe that women are smarter than men or whatever. Well, I do truly believe that women do mature earlier, and I believe that it is physical and scientific facts. And so I believe they do have the capacity, because that you think that you caught them, the hunter catches the game, but the game caught the hunter. But women size you up way before. You even know that you like them. They got songs about that. But anyway, I just land up playing. I'm done.
Okay, brother. I appreciate you. Hey, I know you got plenty more to say. Come on now. We love JW, but he won't even let me set him up to leave. JW said, I got more to say, and I'm just... J-Dub, call me on Monday, man. At the beginning of the show, I'm going to let you ride, because I know you got some things to get off your chest. J-Dub's one of my favorites, man. Now, let's keep it pushing. We've got time. Yeah, we got time. All right. Rev L. Ratchet, Dallas, Texas. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic? Let's go.
Okay, I'm going to keep it kind of short. I feel like women are the products of the simp now. It's male's fault that we dropped the bar so low, so women think they're achieving. It's emotional inflation. So how does the $40 box and the same $1,000 box the same? It's not. Basic economics, but these simps have poisoned the pool. I'm not saying don't have self-respect. I'm saying the basics are overvalued and overhyped now, for no reason other than personal greed on both ends. We all have a point. It's just that some bootlickers that are always in a woman's amen corner knowing that they are wrong and two left shoes, and they always want to feel like they want to get their foot through the door. So we make a point, but it's the wrong people making the point. I'm done.
No, you're not. You can't come in here. Hold on. One question.
Yes.
Would you say that the bar for like conscious relating, real relationships with real people, naked, raw, real, unedited, would you say the bar for that is low across the board, irrespective of gender?
Absolutely.
That's where I'm at with it. Because, listen, women who are running amok need men who are running amok. You attract what you are, right? Relationship is a mirror, right?
Yes.
So this is what's being spoken of on social media most of the time. These are the types of relationships that are in existence. That doesn't mean there aren't good relationships, right?
Yeah, I follow you.
So you're saying they're in the minority.
I'm saying that's part of the minority, but when it comes to what you just said, it's hard to find that vulnerability with somebody because you've been played and done over so bad so many times. So it's easier to play the fool and run into another fool because the fools are easy to find.
Ooh.
I don't even want to go to the next one.
Hey, come on, man. What did you just do, my brother?
About Dallas, Texas in the building.
Dallas, Texas is in the house. Listen, when we come forward, one of the legends, voice of reason legends, in the building. I'm going to get out of his way and allow him to cook. Leroy from Inglewood. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready.
Is it good to you? More voice of reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has worksource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
An official message from Medicare.
I turned 65 this year. I knew it was time to figure out Medicare, and I had questions, like when to enroll and how to enroll. So I went straight to the official source, Medicare.gov, to get the facts about Medicare. I found answers to all my questions, and I'm ready to get started. And so can you. Just go to Medicare.gov to get the real facts about Medicare.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason. My playlist is my co-host. Hey man, y'all ain't heard this 50 in a long time. Hey, you already know what it is. KBLA Talk 1580, the voice of reason is on complete fire. One of our favorite callers is on the line right now. I want to get him in here right now. Leroy from Inglewood, what say ye?
Greetings. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, sir. You online. Let's talk, brother.
Man, I appreciate you, man. I just want to thank you for the great work you've been doing, staying steady, being consistent.
Thank you, brother.
Dropping the knowledge in a form where people can receive it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how valuable your show was and has been until I was listening recently to The Diary of a CEO with the title, Why Women Are Addicted to Toxic Men. That was the title. And there was a female psychologist or psychiatrist dealing with behavior and relationships. And she was dropping the clinical version of some of the same information you present here on these airways.
Mm-hmm.
And she went back into childhood. Matter of fact, the first thing she said was, don't blame your mama. I refuse to allow you to blame your mother for these attachment styles that you may be plagued with. I'm rephrasing her statements, but you get the point.
Mm-hmm.
And she touched on many of the same things you touch on, but in a clinical fashion.
Mm-hmm.
And it was refreshing to hear that, and now it's even more refreshing to hear you once again. And so I just want to say thank you for your consistency.
Oh, absolutely, brother. No, thank you. I appreciate you for coming in and dropping the jewels that you do whenever you call in. You know we love it, brother.
That's right. Now, I just want to just touch briefly on what I heard from Attila.
Yes.
And Nikki. They must have read what I wanted to say. They said what I was going to say. Attila said, yeah, I know. But I'm hurt, so I don't care. Right? When I'm hurting, I'm going to hurt you, and I don't care how you hurt.
That's what she said.
Regardless of how I show up. Right?
Yeah.
And Nikki said, well, a lot of us women come into relationships unprepared.
Mm-hmm. That's what she said. I was here. Mm-hmm.
Right. And notice she made it about being unprepared to be in relationship with a man.
Right.
She didn't make it about a lot of other stuff.
Right.
She made it about being unprepared to be in a relationship with a man. And she was inferring long term.
Mm-hmm.
And I found, personally, dealing with high school students, dealing with college students, and learning how to speak womanese, because I don't speak woman. I had to get a translator.
Womanese. I hear you.
Yeah, I need a womanese translator. So thank you, Nikki and Attila, for some of your translations.
Right.
What's my sister's name? Deshauna Johnson. Some of the translations.
Yes.
I need translators. I'm acknowledging my ignorance in that language level, but I found that a lot of women from teenage to about 35, 38, they can see how things affect them, but they can't see themselves.
So the end result of the effect, right? Like the pain of it, but not see themselves. And I know what you mean by solipsism. I totally follow you with that. Please continue.
Yeah. Now you touched on these things, and Attila has touched on them, and Nikki has touched on them, and that's why I'm going back into them. Mm-hmm. Literally, and I mean this not in an ugly way. They literally cannot see themselves. They can see what somebody else is doing. They can see how they felt, but they can't see themselves. It's like Jahari's window. That room is blocked. And unless they are surrounded by healthy, supportive circles of women who are typically a little older, not competing with them, that are in healthier long-term relationships, if they don't have that around them, it's always somebody else's fault. Notice my age range was between 16 and like 35, 38-ish. They just literally can't see themselves. And they'll argue with you, and they'll fight with you, and they'll fuss with you. And if you are a grown man and you go back and forth with that, shame on me. Because I should know myself well enough to not be engaging in a back and forth with someone who literally can't see themselves. So I'm going to stop right there because I want to give somebody else time.
Hey, man, we love you, brother. We love you. We love it when you come in. We love it when you cook. If you got a minute and a half more, you got it. I'm going to extend that to you. That's on the radio EBT card. Go ahead. You got it.
Well, okay. Let me just say this once again. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you for being the healing.
Yes, sir, brother.
Joy DeGrue, Queen Afua, Frances Cress Welsing, Patricia Newton, these women who have been healers, the Shahrazad Ali's in another lane, but still healers. I'm thanking you. I love it when you get the women on. I love it when you let them cook, when you let them go, you let them flow. I love when you bring the female psychologists and psychiatrists and healers on.
Yeah.
And you represent a male perspective without being ugly to the women. I love that about you, brother.
Thank you, brother.
I love your consistency. I love your clarity where you take these complex ideas in a clinical form and represent them to us. in a way that we can receive them and then go check them out for ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm grateful that I had been listening long enough so that when I heard it in a different way, I still recognize where I first understood it from.
Wow. Thank you, brother.
All right. And so I'm thanking you. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm familiar with all these terms, but in terms of the public parlance, you have been one of the most consistent promoters. And I want to say thank you for being the healer.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Now, guess what you just did, my brother?
City of Champions, baby. Inglewood back in the house.
You already know what it is. It's Inglewood, the City of Champions, man. Love that brother. Leroy, man. I love that brother. He always comes in and gives us something to think about. And again, that's why I've prefaced the beginning of this topic with the term that Robert Anton Wilson made famous in his books, Prometheus Rising, Quantum Psychology, and many others. Some but all, right? Some but not all, right? I put that there, that term there, because some but not all men are toxic. Some but not all women are toxic. Right? There are some healthy brothers, some healthy sisters, and we tend to attract what we've conquered within ourselves, right? And we tend to attract what we repress and suppress within ourselves. And the purpose of this topic was to say, hey, we got to stop doing unidirectional things or having unidirectional discussions about conflict and disappointment and dissatisfaction in relationships. Men aren't the sole culprit of dissatisfaction in relationships. Sometimes it's women. Sometimes women can be as greedy as men. You've heard women say, you know nothing about a woman's sex drive. She might be more sexual, way more sexual than the average man. We always try to make it seem like the men lead every aspect of things. We don't. We don't. And we got to get comfortable having uncomfortable conversations. Some banal women cite personal hurt to rationalize harmful behavior. That's something that has to be dealt with. You can't rationalize your harmful behavior, right, towards others because you've been through something. Leroy just said he was watching a clinician basically say, don't blame your mama, right? Okay, so you got personal hurt. Don't rationalize your harmful behavior towards others. I felt unsafe, so I checked your phone. You made me do it. You trying to tell me men aren't disappointed with that kind of behavior? And there are myriad other examples. But why don't we always have these conversations and start pointing these things out? Because people are afraid. Guess what? The voice of reason is just getting started. I'm not even going to finish that thought because guess what? I got 15 seconds before my weekend starts. Guess what? We had a great week this week, all fire topics. I'll be back next week with a whole slew of something for you to chew on. I'll holla.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump is suing 2 construction firms over Harlem's deadly Legionnaires outbreak.
It was completely preventable. And so when corporations cut corners, tragedies like this happen.